On the corner of a quiet little town stood an old brick bakery that filled the street with the smell of fresh bread every morning. Before the sun rose, before the first customer arrived, a blind girl stepped outside carrying two warm rolls wrapped in small white cloth. One was always for herself, the other was for a homeless cowboy. Everyone else ignored. She never asked where he came from. She never asked why he had lost everything. She only believed one simple thing: no one should ever begin the day hungry. Then one morning, the cowboy never came back. 7 years passed. The little bakery was on the verge of closing forever. Grace believed she would never hear his voice again. Until one rainy afternoon, a long black luxury truck stopped in front of the bakery, and the man who stepped out changed her life forever. This is the unforgettable story of a blind girl's kindness and the promise a homeless cowboy never forgot. The town of Ashwood was the kind of place where everyone knew each other's name. People greeted one another on quiet streets. Children rode bicycles without fear. The church bell rang every Sunday morning. Life moved slowly there. Grace Parker had never seen any of it. She had lost her eyesight when she was only 3 years old, after a rare illness damaged her optic nerves forever. She did not remember colors, she did not remember faces, but she remembered voices. Footsteps, the warmth of sunlight on her skin, and the smell of freshly baked bread. Those were the things that made up her world. Grace lived with her grandmother, Eleanor, in a small apartment above Parker's bakery. The bakery had belonged to their family for over 50 years. Every morning at 4 o'clock, before anyone else in town was awake, Grace tied her apron and began helping her grandmother prepare bread, pies, and cinnamon rolls. She could not knead dough as quickly as Eleanor. She could not decorate a cake, but she had learned every corner of the bakery by heart. She counted each step, she recognized every shelf by touch, and somehow she never dropped a single tray. Customers loved her gentle smile whenever someone entered the bakery. Grace greeted them before they even spoke. "Good morning, Mrs. Collins." "Hello, Mr. Parker." People often asked, "Grace, how did you know it was me?" She simply laughed. Every has their own footsteps, but they also had pitied her. Many whispered, "Such a sweet girl. It's a shame she can never see the beautiful world around her." Grace never felt sorry for herself. Her grandmother had taught her something years earlier. Your eyes don't decide who you are, Grace. Your heart does. Every morning after the first batch of bread came out of the oven, Grace quietly wrapped two warm rolls inside a clean white cloth. One was always for herself, the other was for someone no one else seemed to notice. Near the old bus stop across from the bakery sat a homeless cowboy. His clothes were worn, his boots were cracked, his weathered hat hid most of his face. Nobody knew his name. Some believed he had once worked on a ranch far away. Others thought he was simply another drifter passing through town. Most people crossed the street to avoid him. Children were told not to get too close. Shop owners often asked him to leave. Yet every morning, Grace walked straight toward him. She smiled warmly and held out the small cloth. "Good morning, I brought you breakfast." For a moment, the old cowboy simply stared at her. His rough hands trembled slightly before accepting the bread. He looked around as if expecting someone to laugh. In a quiet voice that carried years of exhaustion, he whispered, "Thank you." Grace smiled. "I will see you tomorrow." As she walked back toward the bakery, the cowboy remained seated on the old wooden bench, looking down at the warm bread in his hands. It had been months since anyone had spoken to him with kindness, and for the first time in a very long time, he did not know it yet. But that blind girl had just changed the course of his life forever. The next morning, Grace arrived at the same bench carrying two warm rolls. "Good morning," she said cheerfully. "I hope you like cinnamon today." The cowboy smiled faintly. I have not had cinnamon bread in I can't even remember how long. Grace laughed. Then today is a special day. That simple conversation became the beginning of a quiet friendship. Every morning, no matter the weather, Grace brought him breakfast. Some days it was fresh bread, other days it was a warm muffin or a slice of a homemade pie. She never asked for money. She never expected anything in return. The cowboy always thanked her with the same gentle voice. Little by little, he began talking, not about himself, but about horses, wide open fields, mountain sunrises, campfires beneath endless stars. Grace listened carefully. She would not see those places, but through his word, she imagined every one of them. You make them sound beautiful, she whispered one morning. They were, the cowboy replied, and they still are. One cold autumn morning, Grace asked the question everyone else had been too afraid or too careless to ask. What should I call you? There was a long silence. Finally, he answered, You can call me Daniel. Grace smiled warmly. It's nice to meet you, Daniel. He lowered his head. It has been a long time since anyone said my name like it mattered. Meanwhile, the rest of Ashwood didn't understand Grace. Customers often whispered inside the bakery, Why does she waste food on that homeless man? He's probably lazy. People like him never change. Grace heard every word, but she never replied. One afternoon, even the bakery supplier shook his head. Grace, you are too kind. Some people don't deserve it. Grace simply smiled. My grandmother always says kindness is not a reward, it's a choice. Eleanor overheard the conversation. As they closed the bakery that evening, she gently squeezed Grace's hand. I'm proud of you. Grace smiled. I don't think Daniel is a bad man. I think he's carrying something very heavy across town. Daniel sat alone beneath the old oak tree. He slowly unfolded the white cloth Grace had wrapped around the bread. He never threw the cloth away. Every morning, he carefully washed it in the river, folded it neatly, and placed it inside his old leather bag. One evening, he quietly whispered to himself, She gives away the only thing she has, and asked for nothing. For the first time in years, Daniel began believing that maybe his life was not completely over. Winter arrived earlier than expected. Cold winds swept through Ashwood. Business at Parker's Bakery became slower every week. Some days, only a handful of customers came through the door. Money became tighter. Grace noticed it immediately. She could hear the worry in her grandmother's voice every night after the bakery closed. One evening, she quietly asked, Grandmother, are we going to be all right? Eleanor smiled, even though tears filled her tired eyes. We always find a way. But Grace knew that was not entirely true. The bills were piling up. The oven needed repairs, and several nearby bakeries had already closed. The next morning, Grace wrapped only one roll. She stood still for a moment, then quietly divided it into two equal pieces, half for herself, half for Daniel. When Daniel realized what she had done, his heart sank. You should keep it. Grace shook her head. If we both eat half, neither of us has to be hungry. Danny looked away, ashamed. That afternoon, for the first time, he secretly walked past the bakery after it had closed. Inside, he saw Eleanor sitting alone at a small wooden table. Stacks of unpaid bills covered the surface. Grace sat beside her, holding her grandmother's hand. They never complained. They simply sat together in silence. Daniel stood across the street for a long time. Snow slowly gathered on his shoulder. His hands tightened around the old leather bag he carried everywhere. Inside that bag, hidden beneath old clothes, was something no one in Ashwood knew existed, a folded document, a faded photograph, and the deed to one of the largest ranches in the entire county. Daniel Hill, the homeless cowboy everyone pitied, had once owned thousands of acres of land, hundreds of horses, and a life most people could only dream of. He had not lost everything because he was lazy. He had lost everything because he trusted the wrong people. His business partner had betrayed him. His debt swallowed the ranch. His wife died during those difficult years. After that, Daniel disappeared, not because he wanted to run away, but because he no longer believed he deserved the life he once had. He chose to become invisible until one blind girl who had never even seen his face reminded him what kindness felt like standing in the falling snow. Daniel looked toward the bakery window one last time. Then he quietly whispered, Grace, I think it's finally time to stop running. The next morning, Grace arrived at the old wooden bench carrying two warm blueberry muffins. The winter wind brushed against her face as she smiled. Good morning, Daniel. Silence, she laughed softly. You must still be sleeping. She reached forward with the cloth in her hand, but there was no one there. The bench was empty. Grace stood still. She waited. 5 minutes passed, then 10 minutes. Daniel never missed her morning, not once. She quietly placed one muffin on the bench. I will leave it here in case you are running late. The entire day passed. The muffin remained untouched. The following morning, Grace returned again. The bench was empty. 3 days became a week became a month. Daniel had vanished without saying goodbye. Even the townspeople noticed. The old cowboy finally left. I knew he would not stay forever. Grace never believed him. Every single morning, she still carried 2 pieces of bread, one for herself, one for Daniel. She placed his breakfast on the same bench before walking back to the bakery. Her grandmother watched silently from the bakery window. One evening, she gently asked, Grace, what if he is not coming back? Grace smiled sadly. He came into my life hungry. I don't want him to return hungry. Eleanor quietly wiped away a tear. Months passed. The bakery struggled more than ever. Customers stopped coming. The old one broke down twice. Bills piled higher each week. One rainy afternoon, the bank manager arrived. I'm sorry, Mrs. Parker. If the remaining balance is not paid within 30 days, we will have no choice but to close the bakery. After he left, silence filled the room. Grace slowly reached across the table until she found her grandmother's trembling hand. It's going to be okay. Eleanor smiled, but this time neither of them truly believed it. Across the country, hundreds of miles away, Daniel had stood alone before the rusted entrance of the ranch he had lost 7 years earlier. The gates were broken, the fences had collapsed, the barns were empty. Everything looked abandoned. He closed his eyes, then quietly whispered, I am home. The old ranch looked nothing like the place Daniel remembered. Fields once filled with horses had become overgrown with weeds. The farmhouse roof had partially collapsed. Broken fences stretched across the property. Most people would have walked away. Daniel didn't. Every morning before sunrise, he repaired one fence, one gate, one stable, one step at a time to survive. He worked where he could, training horses, repairing equipment. Some days he earned almost nothing, other days just enough to buy another bundle of wood or a few nails. Wherever he felt like giving up, he opened the old leather bag he had carried for years. Inside, folded carefully, was a small white cloth, the same cloth Grace had wrapped around his breakfast every morning. He held it gently, then whispered, One more day, weeks turned into months. Months became years, slowly. The ranch came back to life. Healthy horses returned, workers found jobs again, harvest became successful. People began talking about Daniel Hayes once more. The impossible happened. He rebuilt everything. The Hayes Ranch is thriving again, but no one knew who had truly saved it. One quiet evening, Daniel stood on the porch watching the sunset. His trusted ranch manager walked beside him. You finally have everything back. Daniel smiled softly. No, not everything. The manager looked confused. Daniel reached into his pocket. He unfolded the faded white cloth. I still owe someone. Meanwhile, back in Ashwood, the bakery was surviving, but barely. Grace still woke every morning before sunrise, still baked bread, still smiled at every customer, and every single morning without fail. She carried one extra piece of warm bread to the empty bench. People stopped asking why. It had simply become part of the town's morning routine. One little boy once asked her, one little boy once asked her, Miss Grace, why do you still bring breakfast if no one's there? Grace smiled because kindness is not a loan. You don't give it expecting someone to pay you back. You give it because someone once needed it. The boy thought quietly for a moment. Then the next morning, he left a small apple on the bench beside Grace's bread. Soon others followed fresh flowers, a warm scarf, a handwritten note. The empty bench slowly became something beautiful. It reminded the entire town that even the smallest act of kindness could inspire countless others. Hundreds of miles away, Daniel looked at a calendar hanging inside his office. He circled one day, tomorrow. He smiled for the first time in years, then quietly said, It's finally time to go home. 7 years had passed. Ashwood looked almost the same. The old church still stood proudly at the center of town. Children still laughed in the street. The bakery still opened before sunrise. But Grace had changed. She was no longer the shy 18-year-old girl everyone knew. She had become stronger, wiser, and somehow her smile had grown even warmer. Yet one thing had never changed. Every single morning, she still placed a piece of warm bread on the old wooden bench. Some habits become prayers. That rainy afternoon, a low engine echoed through the quiet street. People looked toward the town entrance. A long black luxury truck slowly rolled past the church. It stopped directly in front of Parker's bakery. Customers exchanged confused glances. The driver stepped out first. He quickly opened the rear passenger door. A tall man wearing a dark brown coat and a cowboy hat stepped onto the sidewalk. His clothes were elegant, his boots looked brand new, yet something about him felt strangely familiar. Grace heard the truck stop. She looked toward the sound. Grandmother, did someone arrive? Before Eleanor could answer, the man slowly walked toward Grace. His footsteps became slower, almost hesitant. Years of memories rushed through his heart. Grace smiled politely. Good afternoon. Welcome to Parker's Bakery. The man could not speak, his eyes filled with tears. Finally, in a trembling voice, he whispered, Good morning. I hope you brought cinnamon today. Grace froze. Her hands began to tremble. That voice. She knew that voice. Tears rolled gently down her cheek. Daniel, the cowboy smiled through his tears. I'm sorry it took me so long. Grace reached forward with the both hands. Daniel gently held them. For 7 years, she had never forgotten his voice. For 7 years, he had never forgotten her kindness. The entire bakery fell silent. No one spoke, no one moved. Some moments are simply too beautiful for words. That evening, Daniel told Grace and Eleanor everything. How he had once owned one of the largest ranches in the state, how betrayal had taken everything from him, how shame had made him disappear from the world. And then I met a blind girl who never once asked what I had lost. She only cared whether I had eaten. Grace quietly smiled. I never thought I was changing anyone's life. Daniel shook his head. You saved mine. The following morning, Daniel handed Eleanor a small envelope. Inside was enough money to pay every debt the bakery had. There was also another document, a medical appointment at one of the country's finest eye hospitals. Grace looked confused. What is this? Daniel smiled. A promise. A long time ago, you gave a hungry man hope. Now let me give you something in return. Weeks later, after several examinations, doctors confirmed something unbelievable. Medical technology had advanced. Grace's condition could now be treated. The surgery lasted several hours. Daniel never left the hospital waiting room, neither did Eleanor. Finally, the surgeon walked out smiling. It was successful. The next morning, the bandages were removed. Grace slowly opened her eyes. At first, everything was blurry. Shapes, light, colors. For the very first time in her life, she saw sunlight, she saw the sky, she saw tears running down her grandmother's face. Then her eyes stopped on the man standing quietly beside the window. The cowboy. Grace smiled through her tears. So that's what you look like. Daniel laughed softly. Am I what you imagine? Grace shook her head. No. A long silence filled the room. Then she smiled even wider, more kinder. Daniel could not hold back his tears. Neither could anyone else. Months later, Parker's Bakery became one of the most loved places in Asheville, not because it sold the best bread, but because everyone knew the story behind it. Outside the bakery, the old wooden bench remained exactly where it had always been. Only now, a small bronze plaque rested beside it. It read, "One act of kindness can feed a hungry heart for a lifetime." Every morning, fresh bread still rested on that bench, not because anyone expected a homeless cowboy to return, but because Grace wanted the world to remember. Someone, somewhere, may simply need a little kindness. If this story touched your heart, remember this: the greatest gifts we give are rarely measured by money. Sometimes a warm meal, a gentle word, a simple act of kindness can become the reason someone chooses not to give up. Thank you for spending these moments with us. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes kindness still exists. Until our next story, take care of yourself and never underestimate the power of a kind heart, because you never know whose life you might change forever. Goodbye.